once again, hello and Dominic. I was able to move you to the stage and welcome. So, the next topic that we're going to be covering today is digitalization, training university professors and students with FlashLearns. And our dear presenters are and Dominique Salamin, PhD, University of Applied Sciences, Western Switzerland, as well as Danielle Ruger, PhD from Switzerland. So please feel free to start the session and share the screen. Thank you.
Wonderful. So my name is Dominique Salama. I'm a professor in Switzerland. I'm talking from Switzerland in my institution. And I'm going to talk about digitalization and how to train university professors using microlearning. First, some numbers about my institution. We are the University of Applied Sciences, Western Switzerland. The Western Switzerland is talking French. That's why I have this accent. We are the second biggest university in Switzerland with 21,000 students. We have 28 schools disseminated within the French part of Switzerland. And you can see some other figures about my institution. I run the ENSLab laboratory, meaning Enhanced Student Laboratory, and we perform or conduct researches about the impact of innovative learning techs on cognition. So I'm here to talk about microlearning, and there is a huge trend to propose small chunks of learning through social medias like TikTok or Instagram and so on. And this is a trend a coming trend. And you can see, for example, in the here with my the arrow of my computer, you can see that, for example, this osteopath develops small chunk of information about various things. And this is a kind of training which is more and more useful and more used at the university level also. This is microlearning. What is exactly microlearning? Sorry. When you talk about microlearning, you have to consider these different characteristics. First, a microlearning focuses on a small and specific topic. The duration is very short, 5 minutes, maybe less than 5 minutes to 15 minutes. The content that you have to use and to use to train your students, for example, is divided into very small nuggets, very small chunks. Microlearning is especially used to train people about simple problems and restricted subjects. Mostly, when you use microlearning, you use video as resources. And in the end, microlearning is assessed and can offer accreditation, depends on how you want to build your courses with this kind of resources. What are the e-learning educational trends? Basically two huge trend, the MOOCs, massive open online courses. I think that everybody knows what is this kind of education. And on the other hand, microlearning. They are completely different things because MOOCs is much more, it's complete and ask people for commitment and is a little bit longer and time costing. The idea when you took a MOOC is more about building a house of knowledge than microlearning. Microlearning is specific, short, very quick to understand. We are more on a kind of Lego approach. You can build things by gathering several micro learnings together to understand a whole subject. So it's completely the opposite between MOOCs, huge educational e-learning proposition, and micro learning, which is much more, which is short and straightforward. If we have a look on a timeline, the first occurrences of microlearning were in 2005 in the field of vocational learning, long life learning. Then in 2008, Khan Academy, maybe you know about this academy, they proposed the first short videos for learning. In the same time, there were many researches on MOOCs. On 2012, sorry, the first public MOOCs were released, and 2018, the first micro-learning are developed for tertiary level. And regarding my institution, University of Applied Sciences, we decided to use microlearning to train our students and professors in 2021, which is quite recent. So the purpose of this presentation is to present you the case study, how we decided to use microlearning in our institution. If you want more information, theoretical information, you can read my paper, which is more about theoretical things than practical things. So in our institution, we have a main issue about digitalization. Of course, we are running after this topic. Why our institution is working on digitalization? Because as you can see my pictures, because the industry 4 has changed the future of working. So we have to train our students basically for jobs that maybe doesn't exist right now. We have robots, real robots. I mean, robots that you can use in your teaching, and artificial intelligence. You have new kind of pedagogy things. For example, you have blockchain. All these things have a huge impact on university, but professors and students, especially in our institution, they are not really aware of this impact on their learning or teaching. So we have to change something in the institution. We have to change the mindset of, especially of professors, but even students, their mindset, because many professors think that digitalization is simply about using Moodle, for example, or any kind of LMS, but they don't see the big picture about the impact of digitalization on the institution. Besides, they don't really have many competencies regarding using new tools or robots or things like this. They don't really know how to understand the changes on professions, on jobs, on industry that are coming very soon or even are there. They have to change their habits, especially habits in teaching, but also in learning for students. To do that, of course, we have decided to train all the people in the institution, meaning about 30,000 people, including professors, students, and assistants, and people like this. But our problem is that 30,000 is a huge amount for us. And besides, these people are disseminating within 28 campuses through Western Switzerland. So of course it's almost impossible to train them physically. I mean, to have a normal, a standard training. So we decided to choose e-learning to train them. In the beginning, we thought it could be interesting to develop MOOCs, but we faced two problems. The first problem is that MOOCs are huge, ask a huge effort to be developed. So it takes time, and we were in a hurry to train these people. And besides, as I said previously, for a professor, it takes time to assist to a MOOC and to learn with a MOOC. And even if the rectorate of our university decided that it's really important to train people and change mindset and so on regarding the integration of digitalization, there is no incentive for professors, nor for students, but especially for professors. Meaning, if they are trained to the change, they will not get a better salary. They will not get hours, 3 hours to work on it, and so on. So, sorry. I got a call. In the end, we decided to use microlearning because microlearning will not ask a professor a huge effort to use it as a training resources. And we decided that if professors use 10 microlearning that we call FlashLearn. This is the name we decided to put on the project. If they succeed in 10 of these microlearning trainings, they can have a recognition on the teaching certificate, because in our institution, every professor has to get a teaching certificate, which basically ask them to follow 15 days related to training issues. So if they take 10 FlashLearn, very short elements, they can have 1 day on these 15 days. Another question we had in mind is, okay, microlearning is a good idea in our project, but do we learn with microlearning? Because of course this is the basic that we have to fulfill. So if you would take some cognitive processes that are related to learning, for example, motivation, understanding, retention, integration, and transfer. There are others, but these main cognitive processes. We read many researches, and this is the effectiveness that we have been able to see. Using microlearning has a good impact on motivation and understanding, especially motivation. You can see that microlearning is very short and can be accessed through your mobile phone, so it's easier and funnier, if I can say that, to use than a computer and 25 paper on the subject. On the retention and integration, so retention, the impact on retention depends on how knowledge is organized, illustrated, and so on. If you make if you build a microlearning with only text, it will not have the same impact than using various resources, and especially video resources. On integration, Regarding researches in neuroscience and neuro education, it is clear that repeated micro steps have a positive impact on deep learning. So if you cut the knowledge into small chunks and make it interesting for learners and allow learners to repeat it, it will have a good impact on learning and especially on retention and integration. The other element which is important is transfer, meaning using what you have learned into other situations. This is not so good, but the microlearning, if it is embedded in learning design and especially in a broad learning concept, it will have a good impact on transfer. If you just learn something with a small micro-learning chunk without any links to a global project, it will not have a good impact on transfer. So we decided to build a new concept using microlearning. The concept is called FlashLearn. And what is a FlashLearn? It's a combination of 16 microlearning resources related to one topic. I will show you something with a demo in a minute, but for the moment, just see. I'm sorry, as you can hear, I have a dog. Just a minute. Okay, dog is outside. I can show you. We decided everything you can see on the screen. There are 4 resources, and these 4 resources, everyone is a microlearning, and we decided to propose for one topic and one theme to propose 4 various view on the subject. For example, here you always have first the content, the theoretical content is provided with using a video, a PowerPoint video with people talking with comments, audio comments. And we have another resources here, always the same resources, which is an animation. And here you can see some element, for example, some abstract from the first resources. The third resources is always a video with experts talking together or somebody figuring the learner, asking questions and so on. And the last resource is a quiz of 6 to 7 questions. So we decided that one topic is organized with 4 themes, in all 16 resources, 4 PowerPoint with audio comments, 4 animation, 4 video with learner and its questioning, and 4 quizzes. And the total duration for learning is around 30 minutes. And if you remember, I said previously that a micro-learning chunk is normally 5 to 15 minutes. So we decided to take more than one micro-learning and to put it together to have something which is short, 30 minutes. It's not very long, especially compared to MOOCs and so on, but it is long enough to get nice and complete information about a topic. To develop this FlashLearn, we train topic expert, and the topic expert will organize the knowledge and will develop by himself. He will develop the PowerPoint, the audio comments, the animation, and script the video and build the question of the quiz. We had a pedagogical expert to help these experts, and we developed a methodology and templates as a support for them to build the whole thing. We had tech amendments to do, of course, and in the end, it has to be published on a website. And this is the e-learning center of our institution, which provide this service. One expert can develop one topic or more if he wants. And for one topic, it takes 40 hours of work for him. Work to work to train on the, to train to work on the global structure, and of course PowerPoint, audio comments, and so on. So every expert will get $4,000 in virtual money to make one FlashLearn. Virtual money meaning that he cannot use this money to, I don't know, to travel or to buy himself something, but he has to use it into the institution, for example, to pay for an assistant or things like this. So I propose now to show you the demo. I hope it will work because we have to jump into, I don't know.
Dear and Monique, I just would like
Yes.
to remind you that we are almost running out of time, so feel free to conclude as well after you show the demo. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to come back and to share again my elements to show you. Can you see? Can you see my?
Yes, I'm able to see the screen.
Okay, we have here our platform where all our elements, microlearning and so on, are provided. FlashLearn, as I said, you have here for the moment, we have 16 FlashLearn related to digitalization and some other FlashLearn made by student for student. I will show you one of them, one of the students one, because it's in English. The other ones are in French. So you can see here when you choose the FlashLearn you want to get, you have here the themes, for example, this one, and you can see exploring opportunities and risks, and you can hear, normally it will work, you can hear the professors, hear it's students, so students, and you can see the PowerPoint and so on. It's on 3 minutes, it's not too long. Then if you want to have another view on the topic, you can see here some abstract of the PowerPoint with the animation. Here you have a video. It's always the same structure. You have a video. Here it's one student asking question to a specialist.
2 minutes. Okay, no problem. Thank you, though. So I've gotten the point that the risk analysis is very important for my company.
So she asks questions and he will answer. So you can see that you have 3 ways of learning the knowledge. And here you have the small, oh, by chance I made something right, the small quiz, and so on. You can go into the end, and when you have done all the quizzes, you will get a badge. So this is mainly what I wanted to show you. We used just stop the okay. We used Moodle to do this and H5P to build to structure the knowledge. If you are interested in realizing your own FlashLearn, you can contact me because we have all the material you can use methodology and element like this to develop your own FlashLearn if you are interested in. In our institution, for the moment, about 400 people have taken a FlashLearn, which is not huge because you remember that we have 30,000 people to train, but it's the beginning, and everybody is interested in the system. You can also use the system to give your regular training using a kind of flipped class, and this is a good resources for your student too. So I will stop there. Sorry if I've been a little bit long.
Thank you so much, and Dominic. It was really interesting to learn about FlashLearns as well. And I've got a question here from Audra. She's asking, is there a way to track student learning reporting method?
Not really. The only way you can track learning, the real way is, of course, the quizzes. So you can see if they succeed or not, and you can see when they take the quizzes, and they can do it again if you want. If you want, and you can see if they clicked on videos or not. But when they click on video which is hosted on YouTube, you lost the track because it is not included in the platform. If you want to contact me up, I will. It's in the PowerPoint, but I can just give you up my email if necessary. Any other question?
Thank you so much. And I have a question as well. So, as you mentioned before, you are using H5P during this flash learning method. It can be as well one of the ways to track the progress of the students, right?
Yeah.
I see. So that's the one way. And another question that I have in mind is that you mentioned that motivation might be the badges that the learner would receive. Could you please elaborate on that one, if you
So
could?
every 61 flash learn has 4 quizzes, and these quizzes you earn badges. And with these badges, if you are a professor, with these badges, you can contact our service, which is dealing with professors' development, and get a reward linked to the badge. But I think motivation is impacted by something else, by the organization of this learning. You have seen that you can use the 4 resources at a time. So it's not boring, if I can use this word. It's a bit like when you go on a news page, and you can see every kind of small news, and jumped on one on another one. The difference is here you have a concept, and you can play one thing or another one, and this concept is fluid, and I think that's one of the reasons, because it has an impact on motivation. And of course you can use your smartphone to scroll and to go through the FlashLearn, which is easy to use.
Correct. So thank you so much, and Dominic. It was really useful, and we see people are really thankful here in chat box. And Audrey is asking, is there a page where the badges are displayed, like where you can see how you compare to others? So
No, the regular Moodle don't compare you to others, but of course you can go to your own profile page and see if how many badges you have. But
oh,
I don't think you can compare to other people, but it's good. It's a good idea how we take it. Thank you.
thank you, Aldra, for the question. Thank you once again, and Dominic, so much.